Hi everyone. Today I'm going to discuss IGCSE Mathematics Syllabus D Paper 1 with you. The exam code is 4024. This is May-June Paper 1 2020. First we'll go through the instructions. This is Paper 1, so you have to answer all the questions. Use a black or dark blue pen and you have to write your name, center number and candidate number, and very importantly you have to write your answer in the space provided, and you are not allowed to use any correction fluid, as well as do not write anything on the barcodes. Since this is your paper 1, calculators are not allowed, but you may use tracing papers, and you have to show all the necessary working clearly. For this paper you will be given 80 marks. Now let's go to the questions. Question number 1. Work out 0.05 multiplied by 0.3. So in here you have to ignore the decimal places and the zeros. Then it is just 5 multiplied by 3, which is 15. Then you have to keep the decimal places accordingly. Here there are 2 digits after the decimal place, and here there is one digit after the decimal place. So altogether 3 digits. So our answer is 0.015. Part B. Work out 2 over 3 minus 1 over 5. So in this case there is a mixed number here. So you have to convert that into improper fraction. So you know that, write the same denominator here. Multiply the denominator with the whole number. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 2. 8 minus 1 over 5. Now, in order to subtract two fractions, you have to have the same denominator. So, simply we exchange the denominators and multiply. Then that is 8 times 5, 40 over 15 minus 3 over 15. Then you will notice the same denominator is in both the cases. Then we subtract the two numbers. 40 take away 3, 37 over 15. Now this is an improper fraction, so we must convert this into a proper fraction. So when we consider 37, it has two 15s. So 2 15 means 30. So another 7 remains, 7 over 15. So the final answer 2, 7 upon 15. We are moving to question number 2. This is about symmetry. Write down the order of rotational symmetry of this shape. So we know the order of rotational symmetry happens once we rotate a shape. Now just imagine this shape with either all white triangles or all black triangles. Then in that case, the order of rotational symmetry would be 6. But in this question, you will notice there are 3 white triangles and 3 black triangles. Therefore, the order of rotational symmetry is 3. Part B. Samuel describes a special quadrilateral. It has only one line of symmetry. Its diagonals cross at right angles. Write down the name of this special quadrilateral. So that is kite. So you have to pay attention on these special quadrilaterals where the number of lines of symmetry as well as the order of rotational symmetry. Question number 3. Write these numbers in order of size, starting with the smallest. This is important. Starting with the smallest. So you will notice there are 4 numbers given and these are in different types. This is a cube number, this is a square number, this is a square root, and this is a cubic root. So first we'll write all the numbers in the proper one format. 4 to the power 3 can be obtained 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 4. 4 into 4 16 multiplied by 4 64. Then 9 squared is 81. Square root of 196 is 14. Cubic root of 125 is 5. Now the smallest will be this, then this and this and this. But make sure that you write your answer by using the given numbers. Like don't write 5, 14, 64, 81. You have to write the cubic root of 125, square root of 196, 4 to the power 3 and 9 squared. That is the final answer. Question number 4. Write 68% as a fraction in its lowest terms. So percentage means out of 100. So 68 upon 100 in its lowest terms means we have to simplify the number. Both can be divisible by 2. 34 over 15, then again by 2. 17 upon 25. So the final answer is 17 upon 25. Part B. A bag contains red balls and blue balls. The balls are in the ratio red is to blue 3 is to 5. Write down the fraction of the balls that are red. So this ratio means if you have 3 red balls, there are 5 blue balls, which means altogether 8 balls. 3 add 5. Then how many reds? There are only 3 reds, so 3 upon 8. Like the same manner, if they ask the fraction of the balls that are blue, that should be 5 upon 8. Right, we are moving to the 5th question. By writing each number correct to one significant figure. Estimate the value. So when you have this number 2.78 to the power 3 divide by 61.4 multiplied by 0.893. First we have to write each and every number correct to one significant figure. So that means this is the first significant, this is the first significant, and this is the first significant. So here the number is 7. We have to add 1, which is 3 to the power 3 divide by here 1. So it is 60. Most of the time students write this as only 6, but don't write it like that way. That has to be 60 multiplied by here 9, so that is 0.9. Right, now how do we simplify this? 3 to the power 3. I will write it like this way without multiplying it, without getting the final answer into 0.9, because I can easily cut the numbers. 1, 0.3, then here 1, 0.1, here 1, here 20. So it is 1 into 1 into 1, 1 upon 20 into 0.1 is 2. Right, you know that 20 multiplied by 0.1, 20 into 1, 20, 1 digit. So it's 2. That is either half or 0.5. Right, our next question relates to statistics. Question number 6. The pie chart shows information about the number of goals scored by each player in a football club. So you will notice 0 to 5 girls, 6 to 10 girls, 11 to 15 girls, 16 to 20 girls. Here three angles are given to you. When they ask the first question, write down the model class, we have to find the other angle as well. So for that, like if I put x to this, you have to add the angles. X plus 72 plus 135 plus 90 should equals to 360 angles at a point. X plus 297 is 360. X is 360 minus 297. It is gonna be 63. So here the angle is 63 degrees. So when they ask the model class, we have to consider the biggest angle, which is 135. Therefore, that is 0 to 5 goals. Part B. 8 of the players each scored 11 to 15. So 8 players are included in this angle 72. Work out the total number of players in the club. So which means 72 degrees represented 8 players. Total number is 360. So 8 divided by 72 multiplied by 360. Here 1, it's 9 times 8. Here 1, here 40. Which means there are altogether 40 players. Question number 7. Factorize, and you are given an expression 15a minus 5x minus 2xy plus 6ay. So here there are 4 terms given. So when we factorize, we have to take a common number out. I will consider this first. 15a minus 5x. 5 is the common term. 3a minus x. Then I have to write the next immediate sign, which is negative. The minus sign. 2y is common. Right? Then it is x plus, no, it has to be minus 3a. But when you look at this, you will notice the expression in the bracket. Here 3a minus x, here x minus 3a. So they are the same terms with the different signs. So in order to make them the same, you have to take a negative sign out. That means here you have negative. So that become positive 2y. Then you can write it as this. If you want, you can recheck. Plus into plus, plus, right? So here minus into minus, that becomes plus. Then plus into minus, minus, minus into plus, minus. Then the expression inside the bracket is the same. So you can take it out. Then you have to write the remainder. Here 5 plus 2y. So our final answer is 3a minus x, 5 plus 2y. Right, we are moving to our 8th question, which is about the scatter diagram. Right, the number of steps taken by 12 people to walk 100 meters was recorded. So here in this one, it shows the heights of these people and the number of steps they took. So you will notice in the x-axis it is height. In the y-axis it is number of steps, right? What type of correlation is shown in the scatter diagram? So you will notice that is coming down here. So we call it a negative correlation. If the points are going up like this, we call it a positive correlation. If the points are just spreading all over the surface, we say there's no correlation. You have to memorize those things, right? Okay, now they ask us to draw a line of best fit, which means you have to have these points like in a way that they are fairly distributed among the line that we draw here, right? So you can keep the ruler like this and see like whether all the points are kind of fairly distributed, right? If I draw the line like this, then that is okay, right? On this side there are 3, below there are 5, so this can be considered as a best a line of best fit. So don't worry, this depend according to the person. So you can draw it in a way that all the points are fairly distributed on the either side of the line of best fit. C. The height of another person is 175. Use your line of best fit to estimate the number of steps they would take to walk 100 meters. So the height is 175. So this should be taken from the x-axis because the height is marked on the on the x-axis. So 175 is like over here. You have to draw the line. Then you have to consider the height. So that will be like 100. Now they ask how many steps are there. That will be 140 steps. Question number 9. You can notice there are 2 points A and B. On both the points, the north direction has marked and the scale is given 1 centimeter to 10 kilometers. The scale drawing shows the positions of town A and town B. Find the actual distance in kilometers of town A from B. So for that you have to join the 2 points A and B and then you have to measure it. So when I measure it, that is approximately 7.8, and here the scale is important. It says 1 centimeter to 10 kilometers. Therefore 7.8 should multiply by 10. Answer is 78 kilometers. Part B. Town C is on a bearing of 140 degrees from town A and on a bearing of 235 degrees from town B. Mark the position of town C on the scale drawing. Now the town C is on a bearing of 140 from town A. So here they have drawn us the north direction. So from here we have to draw an angle of 140 degrees here. Then you can draw a line. Make sure that you mark 140 here. After that they say the town C is on a bearing of 235 from town B. You know, from our protractor we can't measure 235 degrees because the maximum number we can take from the protractor is 180. So 360 minus 235. You have to consider that. Here that's going to be 125. So if you consider 125 from the anti-clockwise, you can get the angle easily. So from this side you have to consider 125, 120 here, 125 here, right? Then we join that point and B, and the place where the two lines meet is C. Here the angle is 235. So in this question they ask us to mark the position of town C on the scale drawing. So make sure that you label C. Question number 10. A. Bilal goes for a cycle ride. He starts at 3 p.m. He finishes at 5:30 p.m. He has a total of 25 minutes rest during the ride. Work out how long in hours and minutes he spends cycling. So he starts at 3, finishes at 5:38. So from 3 p.m. to 5:38 p.m. you have 2 hours and 38 minutes. Then in this journey he takes a 25 minutes rest. So we have to take away that 25 minutes from here. So you will get 13 minutes. So the time that he spends cycling is 2 hours and 13 minutes. Part B. Sonia walks to her aunt's house. She leaves home at 10:25. She walks a total of 12 kilometers at an average speed of 5 kilometers per hour. Work out the time Sonia arrives at her aunt's house. So, before finding the time that she arrives her aunt's house, we have to find the time that will take for the journey. So, we know the distance traveled and we know the speed. So, speed equals distance over time, which means time equals distance over speed. So, 12 divided by 5, which is 2.4. 12 divided by 5. 5 times 2, 10, 20 has 4. So, it's 2.4 hours, which means we can find the time in minutes here because 0.4 is there. We can multiply 2.4 by 60 because 1 hour is 60 minutes. Or else you can consider 2 separately. Let's do like that. 2 hours and 0.4 hours into 60. 4 times 6, 24, and here there's a 0, 24. So for the journey it's 2 hours and 24 minutes. Now she has started her journey at 10:25. So 2 hours means 12. 12:25, another 24 minutes. So 25 at 24. That's 49. So it will be 12:49. Make sure that you write the time in 24-hour time. Question number 11. Part A, you are given a formula. Find C when A equals -4 and B equals 2. C equals 7 minus -4 divided by 2. Here negative becomes positive. 7 plus 4 divided by 2. 11 divided by 2, 5.5. So the answer is 5.5. Part B. Y equals 5 to the power x plus 1. Find y when x equals -2. So we have to substitute it. Then this part you have to remove the negative index to that. 1 upon 5 to the power 2 plus 1. 1 upon 25 plus 1, which is 1 over 25. That's very easy. When you have a fraction and a whole number, you can write it together. 1 over 25. So the answer 1 over 25. Question number 12. Use a straight edge and compasses only in this question. Right? You can see there is a triangle given to you. The 3 vertices are A, B and C. Construct the locus of points inside triangle ABC that are 5 from B. So when it comes to the locus of a point, that is a circle, 5 centimeters is the radius of the circle. So you have to take 5 centimeters. And they say it is from B and inside the triangle. So you have to draw the arc like this. So this is the locus of points which are 5 from B. Equidistant from A and C. When you have 2 points, that should be the perpendicular bisector. So here A and C. So we have to consider this one. From A, you have to draw the two arcs like this. And then from C as well, you have to draw the two arcs. Make sure those arcs cut like this. Then we have to join that. So which is the perpendicular bisector of the line AC. Shade the region. Part B. Shade the region inside triangle ABC containing the points that are less than 5 from B. So from B, this is exactly 5. Less than 5 means to the right side of, that means to the B side. Closer to A than to C. So closer to A than to C means the below part. Therefore, the wanted area will be this. They ask you to shade the region. Okay, so this is the end of the first part of paper 1. Please visit the link below to get the next part of paper 1. Thank you.